Hey, how are you? How are you? Huh? Um, Welcome. It's what day is it? It's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday, December 2nd. And here's Charlotte. I'm Jarrett Earl Casey. Um, and it's 10:12 p.m. Uh, December 2nd, 2020, I should say. And I'm at my apartment in Midvale, Utah. And I just got home from work at California Pizza Kitchen. I picked up a shift today to make a little extra money. So I worked for Health Equity during the day, and then I went to work at night at CPK. It was not very busy, but I think I still made about $60, so that's nice. Um, yeah, it was good. It was a good shift. I work again tomorrow there, and then Saturday. So 3 nights this week. Which is good. We'll have a little extra money for the holiday. I've been thinking about my finances lately. I think I'm going to open a credit card this weekend just to put my groceries on and then pay it off every month to try and build some more credit history. Um, it may have to be a secured credit card. I don't know with my credit, but either way is fine. And next year, I was thinking about next year. I have all kinds of things coming up. My student loans will be rehabilitated, so that payment will go up. Um, Although my tax lien with the state will be paid off, so that'll go down. So I think the student loans and the lien will probably trade places, so that's good. And then I think I might try and get a consolidation loan for a couple of my outstanding bills and just pay one monthly payment toward all of them. And that's what I'm hoping for. So, but it'll still be a tight year. I'm expecting a job offer from Health Equity this in a couple weeks or a week or two. So I'm hoping it comes in at more than I'm making right now with the temp agency, so that I don't have to work at California Pizza Kitchen for the next 12 months, just to keep affording kind of the same thing. So I'll also have to be moving into my own apartment after this lease is up in March, which will probably cost more also. So I'm a little worried, but I'm sure I can get something worked out. So yeah. Anyways, I don't know. My brain is just thinking about that. But today was an okay day. I went to the dentist for a cleaning, so I got that done. We did an X-ray here. I had a root canal done a little while ago that was threatening maybe two other teeth. I was maybe going to have two more root canals done, but it looks like the bone is growing back in, so that's good news. I'm not going to have those root canals. So we saved it in time. And we talked about maybe doing crowns on my front four teeth because my enamel is starting to wear through. Which it's been doing that for ever since college. So it's just kind of a slow decline. Um, my dad's teeth did the same thing. He had to have his whole mouth replaced. So we'll see. I told him in June we'll take a look at it and see if we can get the insurance to cover part of it. If not, he said I could pay half and then make payments on the other half. But I do think in the next couple of years I'll probably need it. You can't really tell here with this camera, but they're really starting to wear through. I do have like a snaggle tooth here too, so it'd be good to get that taken care of. So that'd be cool. But anyways, yeah. So then I worked with Health Equity. I had a pretty good day at work, and then work at the restaurant, and now I'm here. So in my mind today, I've been just talking about. I'm realizing that kind of everywhere I go, they're kind of like, I don't know, not they, but it seems like there's a lot of attention being given to just being being positive, talking about positive things, giving affirmations, um, blessing these sort of things versus being negative, or angry or upset. And that if you're more positive, like you're kind of doing better, you're being ranked better. And then if you are negative or you're dragging someone down, right? Even if you just need to express what you're feeling, um, that could drag you down, right? Because we need people to be positive. We need them to be uplifting and inspiring and affirming, and attractive to be around, right? Because people are attracted to those things. Um, and it's weird. It reminds me of that Black Mirror episode where they score each other on the phones after every interaction, and that poor girl, she's like doing pretty well, and then she has a bout of negative things that happen to her, and her score keeps going down, and then she kind of gets desperate, and she's like trying to like really be nice to everyone because she needs her score to go back up. And I feel like that right now. I'm like, you're beautiful. Like, uh, and it's frustrating because as I'm awakening, I'm having memories of, I don't know, the before life or outside of time or something, some sort of planning time where I'm like, was that my idea? Gosh, I hope not. Who knows? And I'm probably making all of that up, but I am having these memories of being a kid, coming up with these crazy ideas for making the world a better place. And now I feel like they're all being held against me. But I'm just going to keep waking up and trying to be positive because I really do want to be more positive. I was telling my mom on the phone today. I was saying, I really miss my old self. I mean, it's cool to be waking up, and I know that it's kind of an upheaval. It can be disorienting and confusing, um, temporarily as it's happening. But I think that if I just keep going and keep trying, I'll kind of settle back in to myself, and kind of find myself again. Not that I ever lost myself, but um, so that's what I'm hoping for. Because I would like to be, because I just used to be like so upbeat and happy, and very just kind of, very innocent. And um, just do, and I miss that about myself. Not that I ever want to be clueless again, but but I mean, I would like to get back to that place where people like being around me. They like my energy, and they invite me places, or they want to talk to me and spend time with me. Because right now, I don't experience any of that. They're just like, "Hi, go away." So, anyways, that's kind of where I'm at right now. But yeah, I I'm hoping for. Oh, I was telling my mom. I feel bad. I was on the phone with her after work, and I was kind of negative. I was like, because some of the messaging I'm hearing is things like this, like my laptop isn't good enough, or my phone is too old. I don't have AirPods. I have a wired headphones. My clothes are starting to be outdated. Things like this, and I agree. I would love a new phone and a new laptop and AirPods and new clothes. I mean, I don't get me wrong, but I don't make enough money, and I'm trying to pay bills to get my credit up. And even then, I'm probably not doing a good enough job because I just don't have that much money. But the other thing I was saying was, oh, I don't remember. Dang it! I'm gonna just lay down here. Oh, that's a weird angle. Aren't these strange? Hi, I look. I look so weird. This camera is seriously the worst camera. I'm so upset with it. The new laptop, I got myself a new laptop for Christmas. It's the Surface Laptop Go. Um, and it was only $600. That's my mom gave me 300 for a laptop. I thought, okay, well, that would be even worse than this one. Um, so I scrounged up another 300, and it's not the best laptop, and the camera is a little better than this one. It is better than this one, but I've kept the receipt and I have the box, and I'm hoping maybe by Christmas I can scrounge up a few hundred more dollars. Even though I shouldn't be spending on myself, but I'm like, if we're already spending this money on a laptop, maybe I can just go exchange it last minute for a nicer one and spend another few hundred dollars. But then I think it would be like an okay laptop because I hate this camera. Because this is one of the only things I do on here. So I'm like, although I could buy a clip-on camera, that's the other option I might do. So if I don't do that, I might just buy a clip-on camera with the ring light or whatever, and do that. So we'll see. I'll do one or the other. Anyways, so I was gonna say some other things. This haircut, yeah, that's that's what I'm saying. That's what's going on in life. There's other things. Oh my gosh, we talk about, but it's just so crazy, and I don't want to sound so crazy on here. It's already a crazy enough world. And oh, that's what I was going to talk about. I have been. I don't know because I don't know I'm psychic, right? Not a single person's ever talked to me about it. Right? I just think I am. But in my head, they're like, well, if you're psychic, you know you're psychic. So there's like a whole other world where they can like, well, you knew you were psychic, and we knew you were psychic, and I'm like, well, no one told me, and they're like, it doesn't matter. You knew you were psychic, so you knew you were psychic, so you're held responsible for that. It doesn't matter if anyone told you. So it's like these two different worlds, and they like to keep them opposing to one another and contradicting one another to kind of keep everything in a constant flux. Because here it's like, okay, well, I mean, it's just voices in my head. I'm probably crazy. I don't know how to approach this. There's no guidance. There's no resources. There's no one. There's no messaging for this. So I'm just gonna keep pretending like it's not happening, even though I'm also not pretending like it's not happening because it's happening to me, and I want to talk about it to people. I kind of feel people out and talk about things, but at the end of the day, we just keep going about our lives like it's not happening because we don't know what to do, right? And so that's where I'm at because I'm like, well, there still isn't anyone who's ever said anything to me. So I just keep going to my job and keep doing whatever and keep saying hi to people. But I'm like pretty sure some people can hear me. But I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do? I tried telling my boss at work, I said, hey, I think I'm psychic. Is that okay? you know? Um, like I'm pretty sure there are people in this world somewhere. I also think some of them are in the spirit kingdom or spirit world. And some of them might be in the past or the future, but I'm pretty sure there might be some also in this world that can hear my thoughts. But I don't know. No one's ever said anything to me. So I could be crazy, but is that okay? She's like, well, yeah. She's like, I won't tell anyone. It won't go anywhere from here. But thank you for telling me. You're fine. Just keep doing your work. I'm like, okay. So then I told then I told my other boss at the temp agency. She kind of said the same thing. I'm like, okay, well that's cool. I mean, I agree, right? I can't just change my whole life because I think people can hear my thoughts, but no one's ever told me. Then I hear in my head the other people, they're like, just wait till you get to the other side. We're gonna prosecute you because you know you're psychic. people can hear your thoughts. And then you think things at work that they can hear, and that's a liability. And I'm like, okay, I don't know. So then someone told me last night, they said, you need to turn yourself into the police and tell them you're psychic. I'm like, okay, is that what I need to do? I guess I live right next to the police station. I guess I could walk in and say, hey, um, this is going to sound crazy, right? Because I'm used to saying that now. Every time I tell people about it, I'm like, hey, this is going to, I had to do it with the state president. I had to do it with my therapist. I did it. I'm like, okay, this sounds crazy, but this is what's going on. So I don't know. Do I waltz into the police office and go, well, I know this sounds crazy, but I think I'm psychic. I'm not sure. But I think people might be able to hear my thoughts. I can hear voices. Yes, I'm in recovery from a 14-year meth addiction, but I still think I'm psychic. And someone in my head told me to report myself to the police. Just in case. because that way you have record of me saying that I'm psychic. So if anything ever happens, I can just say, well, I told the police and see what they say. I'm like, do I really do that? Is that really necessary? Is there anyone out there who can just come tell me that they can hear my thoughts? Although I think, well, what would I do then? Let's say somebody comes up to me in the street and says, hey, dude, bro, I can hear what you're thinking. What do I do then? Do I have to quit my job? What job could I even have? I guess I could wait tables the rest of my life. Although even then, people have to give me their phone number for their rewards program. Like, I don't know what to do. But hey, maybe it's not happening. I mean, no one's saying anything to me. So I'll just keep going to work. I did tell my boss, so and I did say this, I am trying not to read things in my mind. So normally I read out loud, like I read the course to you guys every night. Um, I also read out loud in my mind. So as I'm reading something, I read it in my mind. So I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to just read it silently in my mind. Just to It's actually a good mental practice. I think it helps with your mental fortitude and strength. Ow, my foot's falling asleep. So, anyways, that's what's going on right now. So I don't know what to do. Welcome to 36. Actually, I think I did Google. I Googled psychic turn, like tell police or whatever. Nothing comes up. It was just a bunch of results about police using psychics to solve crimes. I'm like, I'll do that. I'll help you solve crimes. Ew. Um, Not you. Someone said something. Never mind. I will help you solve crimes. I can be really good at that. But nothing came up as far as if you're psychic reporting yourself or telling the police or who to talk to. But I thought, maybe I will talk to a psychic and just say, look, this is what's going on. You're a psychic. I'm psych. I think I'm psychic. I don't know. I could just be crazy. But what do I need to do? Because I don't want to be irresponsible. I've been plenty irresponsible in my life. I'm trying to clean that up. But I don't want to just change my whole life because I think people might be able to hear my voice in their mind from my mind and then take away pretty much every opportunity life has to offer me in the process. And I don't want to just keep going and then someday have people be like, dude, people can hear your voice and all this stuff happened. Like, oh, okay, well, why didn't anyone tell me? Hello. Of course, if they told me, What would I do? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is why people have inheritances. Ugh, but whatever. So I hate when my voice does that when it says whatever. Um, so that's my life right now, and it's all recorded on here for you, whoever you one person are. Be kind. Please, please, please don't take all these videos and like use them against me because I'm just trying to like get it all out and have someone to talk to because I don't have anyone to talk to. Oh, anyways, I was gonna say I miss the future. I miss just honesty and comfort and knowing that safe knowing, where like it's hard enough to go through this experience and to remember all these things, but like when you do it and you have that you're in that safe, knowing, comfortable place with people who've been there or they've done it or they're totally willing to talk to you openly and honestly about what's going on in your mind or how they feel or whatever it is, totally not judgmentally. They just are there for you. Um, what a difference it can make. You don't have to worry about all this stuff. You don't have to think about if people are going to hurt you or if you're hurting people and you don't even know it or how long it's going to be before someone ever talks to you. They're just there. And I miss that. But I know that if I can get through this successfully, that I'm going to try and be one of those people for people like me or for people like you. Makes all the difference in the world. Although I've got to learn patience and not to cut people off and to just listen and love with no judgment. So that's the work I'm trying to do here is to learn how to do that. Not a very judgmental person, but sometimes I think some stupid things, as you well know. So, okay. Well, it's been 23 minutes of all that talk. Um, so we've got chapter 10, The Idols of Sickness, section 5, The Denial of God. Oh, I just farted. Oh, I farted again. Okay. The rituals of the god of sickness are strange and very demanding. Joy is never permitted, for depression is the sign of allegiance to him. Depression means that you have forsworn God. Okay, I won't be depressed. Many are afraid of blasphemy, but they do not understand what it means. They do not realize that to deny God is to deny their own identity. And in this sense, the wages of sin is death. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be killed or you're going to die. It just means, in this sense, when you're denying your real self, you aren't living as your real self, right? You're dead, but you're not really dead. There is no death. But um, the sense is very literal. Denial of life precedes its opposite, as all forms of denial replace what is with what is not. Oh, no one can really do this, but that you think you can and believe you have is beyond dispute. Do not forget, however, that to deny God will inevitably result in projection. and you will believe that others and not yourself have done this to you. You must receive the message you give because it is the message you want. You may believe that you judge your brothers by the messages they give you, but you have judged them by the message you give to them. Do not attribute your denial of joy to them, or you cannot see the spark in them that would bring joy to you. It is the denial of the spark that brings depression, for whenever you see your brothers without it, you are denying God. Of course I said that, huh? I I'm very sorry that I was talking about work. And I'm probably I'm not the dumbest person alive. I don't know who to talk to. And what is this haircut? Does not look very good. This looks like a blob on my head. Okay, well. Um, okay, so allegiance to the denial of God is the ego's religion. The God of sickness obviously demands the denial of health because health is in direct opposition to its own survival. But consider what this means to you. Unless you are sick, you cannot keep the gods you made, for only in sickness could you possibly want them. Blasphemy then is self-destructive, not God-destructive. It means that you are not that I'm sorry, it means that you are willing not to know yourself in order to be sick. This is the offering your God demands because having made him out of your insanity, he is an insane idea. He has many forms, but although he may seem to be many different things, he is but one idea, the denial of God. Sickness and death seemed to enter the mind of God's Son against his will. The attack on God made his Son think he was fatherless, and out of his depression, he made the God of depression. This was his alternative to joy because he would not accept the fact that although he was a creator, he had been created. Yet the Son is helpless without the Father, who alone is his help. Aw, I said before that of yourself you can do nothing, but you are not of yourself. If you were, what you have made would be true, and you could never escape. It is because you did not make yourself that you need be troubled over nothing. Your gods are nothing because your Father did not create them. You cannot make creators who are unlike your Creator, any more than He could have created a son who was unlike Him. If creation is sharing, it cannot create what is unlike itself. It can share only what it is. Depression is isolation, and so it could not have been created. Son of God, you have not sinned, but you have been much mistaken. Yet this can be corrected, and God will help you, knowing that you could not sin against him. You denied him because you loved him, knowing that if you recognized your love for him, you could not deny him. Your denial of him therefore means that you love him and that you know he loves you. Remember that what you deny, you must once have known. And if you accept denial, you can accept its undoing. Your Father has not denied you. He does not retaliate, but he does call you to return. When you think he has not answered your call, you have not answered his. He calls to you from every part of the sonship because of his love for his son. If you hear his message, he has answered you, and you will learn of him if you hear aright. The love of God is in everything he created, for his son is everywhere. Look with peace upon your brothers, and God will come rushing into your heart in gratitude for your gift to him. Do not look to the God of sickness for healing, but only to the God of love, for healing is the acknowledgement of him. When you acknowledge him, you will know that he has never ceased to acknowledge you, and that in his acknowledgement of you lies your being. You are not sick and you cannot die. But you can confuse yourself with things that do. Remember, though, that to do this is blasphemy, for it means that you are looking without love on God and his creation, from which he cannot be separated. Only the eternal can be loved, for love does not die. What is of God is his forever, and you are of God. Would he allow himself to suffer? And would he offer his son anything that is not acceptable to him? If you will accept yourself as God created you, you will be incapable of suffering. Yet to do this, you must acknowledge him as your creator. This is not because you will be punished otherwise. It is merely because your acknowledgement of your Father is the acknowledgement of yourself as you are. Your Father created you holy, without sin, holy without pain, and holy without suffering of any kind. If you deny him, you bring sin, pain, and suffering into your own mind because of the power he gave it. Your mind is capable of creating worlds, but it can also deny what it creates because it is free. You do not realize how much you have denied yourself and how much God, in his love, would not have it so. Yet he would not interfere with you because he would not know his son if he were not free. To interfere with you would be to attack himself, and God is not insane. When you deny him, you are insane. Would you have him share your insanity? God will never cease to love his son, and his son will never cease to love him. That was the condition of his son's creation, fixed forever in the mind of God. To know that is sanity. To deny it is insanity. God gave himself to you in your creation, and his gifts are eternal. Would you deny yourself to him? Out of your gifts to him, the kingdom will be restored to his son. His son removed himself from his gift by refusing to accept what had been created for him and what he had created in the name of his father. Heaven waits for his return, for it was created as the dwelling place of God's Son. You are not at home anywhere else or in any other condition. Do not deny yourself the joy that was created for you or for the misery you have made yourself. God has given you the means for undoing what you have made. Listen, and you will learn how to remember what you are. If God knows his children as wholly sinless, it is blasphemous to perceive them as guilty. If God knows his children as wholly without pain, it is blasphemous to perceive suffering anywhere. If God knows his children to be wholly joyous, it is blasphemous to feel depressed. All of these illusions and the many other forms that blasphemy may take are refusals to accept creation as it is. If God created his son perfect, that is how you must learn to see him, to learn of his reality. And as part of the sonship, that is how you must see yourself to learn of yours. Do not perceive anything God did not create, or you are denying him. His is the only fatherhood, and it is yours because he has given it to you. Your gifts to yourself are meaningless, but your gifts to your creations are like his, because they are given in his name. That is why your creations are as real as his. Yet the real fatherhood must be acknowledged if the real son is to be known. You believe that the sick things you have made are your real creations, because you believe that the sick images you perceive are the sons of God. Only if you accept the fatherhood of God will you have anything, because his fatherhood gave you everything. That is why to deny him is to deny yourself. Arrogance is the denial of love because love shares and arrogance withholds. As long as you both appear to you, as long as both appear to you to be desirable, the concept of choice, which is not of God, will remain with you. What they're saying is God's already chosen for us. So if we just lend ourselves to him, we don't even need that choice. We just let God choose. But um while this is not true in eternity, it is true in time. So that while time lasts in your mind, there will be choices. Okay. So in eternity, there is no such thing as choices, what he's saying, because we're just with God. But in time, There are choices. Okay. Time itself is your choice. If you would remember eternity, you must look only on the eternal. If you allow yourself to become preoccupied with the temporal, you are living in time. As always, your choice is determined by what you value. Time and eternity cannot both be real, but because they contradict each other. If you will accept what is timeless as real, you will begin to understand eternity and make it yours. So, very powerful section there. I'm not going to review it because I'm tired, but tomorrow we have chapter 11, God or the Ego. Thank you for listening. If you're that one person out there and you want to give me advice, um, feel free to send me a message and do that. So, anyways, just throwing it out there because I'm feeling a little lost. But I love you. You have a wonderful night. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.